And welcome to Nancy's Neighborhood, folks. And we have a fun-packed day today with some guests and with some interesting things. And I will tell you right now, I have changed the setup here on the table because the boys fussed at me because the Easter basket was still, or the Easter bunny was still up there. And they said, when are you taking him down? Well, it's still April, you know. So, but we're going into May, June, and July, which we have Memorial Day, Flag Day, and 4th of July. So we're going to be a little bit patriotic, and when they swing around, you can see it. So I'm excited to have on with me Amber Payne. Her son is my producer, and he will behave today, contrary to normally.
Yeah, I will.
And Coach David Verdu, and they're going to talk to us about Way Beyond Measure, which this is an organization that works with character development, anti-bullying, teen childhood suicide prevention, and probably various other things.
Sure.
So
Right.
take us away and tell us all about it.
Okay.
Wonderful. Well, Nancy, thank you so much for having us
You're welcome.
here today. It's a joy. I've never been to Tennessee this far anyway. It's
welcome.
beautiful.
Welcome.
I love it. Tennessee is wonderful.
It is.
So about 10 years ago, I got a little bit shaken because my children were going through some suffering at school. And I said, how can I make an impact, a greater impact than what I was doing before as being a teacher? I was a teacher for 27 years. I've coached, and I've done a lot of different things with youth. And I wrote a program called SUSO, Stand Up, Stand Out, thinking I'll just go into this one school and say, let's see what happens and see what happens. Well, it was dynamite. It was something that really they took hold of and grabbed. We took a banner, a 6-foot banner, and put SUSO, Stand Up, Stand Out, and all these kids were like, whoa, that's cool. I said, well, wait, you're going to sign this banner. You're going to take initiative. We can't just go into schools and talk about bullying. We can't just go into schools and talk about suicide. You got to get to the source, and the source for us, we believe, is character. Remember back in the day when mom and dad said, excuse me, you open that door. We're not seeing a lot of that anymore. We don't see that teaching. So what we do is we go in and we show them the way. And the teachers are impressed. The students are engaged. I've got so many unbelievable stories of schools that have just, environment has changed and blossomed because the kids are now taking responsibility. Way Beyond Measure is simply this. We inspire people to influence others. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's exactly what we do.
And that's great because it's kind of like I always use Habitat as my starting point on this. You have to buy in.
Come on.
You do.
You have to buy in. If you don't buy in, it's not going to work. But if you buy in and you have skin in the game, then it's going to work.
That's absolutely the truth. I mean, I joined Way Beyond Measure about a year ago as their COO and creative director. And really, for me, it was an also a personal story. My middle son was being bullied in school. And he was coming home with bruises and black eyes. And none of the teachers could, as great as they were, they could not catch it, what was going on. And finally, we just had enough. You know, but we didn't know where to turn. We didn't know practical solutions for helping our child. And for me, unfortunately, we moved out of the area before the situation was resolved. So I just started researching about it, and then a friend of mine connected me with Coach Verdu, and I saw what he was doing, and it was so fantastic and innovative and nothing like I had seen. We had some people come into the school who were anti-bullying, and I saw a program they did, and I thought, well, that's great, but that's not really personal responsibility that the children are taking. It's just, hey, don't do that. You know, and kids get that all the time, don't they? So
I don't know. I'm not really sure they get that enough.
maybe not enough. Maybe not enough. But
yeah.
really, that's part of what makes us so different is we want to teach kids to have personal responsibility and integrity and honor and the things that aren't taught anymore on a regular basis.
That's right.
And I always, as a school board member, I always say, you know, the teachers just need one more thing to throw in there.
Come on.
And the testing,
Right.
you know, the testing. And so a lot of the character building gets left behind.
Yes.
I know when I taught second grade, I taught a lot of things that I thought was character building because I thought kids needed to respect, and they also need to be responsible for their
Sure.
actions. Whatever action you choose to do, that's your responsibility. You chose it.
Right.
So if kids then buy in with this program that you all have, then that responsibility kind of shifts a little bit to a positive responsibility.
Right.
Which is good. So, as a school board member, I want to know how you're going to get into our schools.
Well, great. Well, we have some meetings set up with this particular school boards coming up, but really some of the things that we offer for schools are we have our TIP program,
Yep.
which is for teachers. It's a training night for teachers because teachers, they don't necessarily know what to look for, you know.
You are right.
They don't know, and not only do they not know what to look for, but what's the next step? What do we do then? And then we have a parents' night
Yep.
because it's so important for parents to know the latest ways your kids are getting bullied. And cyberbullying is such a huge thing right now.
Absolutely.
It's just all
Absolutely.
over. And I have some statistics because people, like this is my community, and I love this community, but we never really know what is going on and the depth of the problem of bullying in our nation. It really is an epidemic, and we are seeing kids committing suicide and self-harming themselves because they're being bullied. And Coach, if you just want to get into the statistics, because it's just
Right.
really eye-opening to hear this.
You know, one of my very first things was when I looked at the statistics, I said, how can I make those statistics move backwards?
Right.
I am up against. We are up against this epidemic that it's not going to go away
Right.
just by putting Band-Aids on it. You got to talk.
That
you
is
have
true.
got to. My 6th, 7th, and 8th grade program is a difficult thing to watch, but very, very necessary. Meaning, it's not easy to go and see these statistics and see some of the people that are their age, and then watch the comments that come after
Right.
it. They're like, "That's me."
Right.
So they're identifying to a lot of the things that are taking place. So here's a statistic for you: 5.5 million students. 5.5 million students. Tennessee, the state of Tennessee has almost about 7 million folks, a little bit over 7 million people. 90% of Tennessee does nothing. So just take that number, the 5.5 million. 5.5 students drop out and change schools because of bullying every day. So can
Every
you
year.
imagine
Yeah,
Tennessee
every year.
just stopping? Just nothing opens, everything. This is a worldwide epidemic. I want people to see the number and what it really is.
It really is. And one of the, I have a good friend that teaches over at Lee University, and social media has become so dangerous.
It is.
I mean, kids bully on social media, and they are not personally seeing the results of their bullying.
That's right.
Because it's going out on the airwaves, and the person they're sending it to is not face to face with them.
That's part of what we teach, is that it's so important for kids to know that the decisions you make today, including bullying people, are going to follow you through the rest of your life. What if, and I love this example he gives, what if the person who someday holds the ability for you to get that dream job that you've always wanted is the kid you bullied back in elementary school? So what you do today follows you, and especially cyberbullying, because we know what you put on the internet is there forever.
Absolutely.
And it rings out forever. And employers more and more are checking the internet to see
They are.
what your behind the scenes
They're
life
looking at your
are.
Facebook.
Absolutely they are. And here's a fact. 1.6 million kids, K through 12, have experienced cyberbullying.
It's too much.
Can you imagine? And it's not like the days when we were young where if you were bullied at school, you could go home and get a relief. And mom and dad were there, and brothers and sisters there to make you feel a little more comforted and better. When you get home, social media is following
It's a
you.
constant.
Yes, and
constant.
I was always overweight growing up, and I could still stand to lose a little, but I got bullied a little bit for that. But I had such a positive attitude about myself that it didn't bother
Right.
me.
Yes.
I mean, I'd just laugh and say, "Yeah, right," and, you know. But anyway, I know everybody's not like that. I know there are kids who are like that have such a positive attitude that at home they're told you're great no matter what.
Right,
But
but not everyone.
that's exactly right.
Not everyone.
I would go ding, ding, ding. You nailed it. Because it does start at home.
Yes, it
Yes.
does.
So being a teacher, when a lot of parents drop their kids off at school, their thought is take care of my child. He's the only one.
Yes. Yes.
He's brilliant.
Yes.
He's
Sure.
intelligent.
And he's
perfect or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
And so now I go into classrooms and I see 27 students. I say, okay, kids, here we go. Coach Verdue, when you guys have an exciting program, they said, oh my gosh, that was so fun. I like to do that dancing thing again. We do a whole bunch of fun stuff because I got to build a memory. So they tie it to what we do with SUSO, stand up, stand out. And so, boy, do we see some dramatic changes in people and folks. And what a tremendous opportunity for us to go in and teach. Now, once the students are done and they've had their fill, that community evening, boy, do I get to talk to parents. I'd like to say one last thing, whatever, for you to.
Yeah,
and then
let me just slide
reiterate.
in real
Yes,
quick,
go.
yeah, because it's not that we just go into an assembly, we stay all day.
Oh, yes.
We talk to the kids, we eat lunch with them, we
Yep.
get to know where they're at. And not only that, but then once we leave, we set up student leadership programs.
Yes.
And no one eats and stands alone.
No
We have
one
no one alone. And we teach kids that if you see someone alone and standing alone,
Come on.
go be their friend, talk to them, sit with them. No one should be alone.
That's right.
And with the rise of school violence, it's just so important that
Yes.
most
Yes.
kids who create violence, it's because they have felt
Yes.
isolated and
Yes.
alone. And we want to end that.
Come on.
We want kids to know that you're not alone.
Come on.
Everyone feels kind of the same way. We all have insecurities. We all have strengths and we all have strivings.
Okay,
And let's
now-
just get together.
Okay, what is the website for us to check you out?
waybeyondmeasure.com.
Okay, so you are a .com.
Yes,
We are
ma'am.
.com.
Okay,
And we are a nonprofit organization.
are.
but you're still a .com.
But we're still a .com.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I give this sermon about .coms and .org, so just ignore it.
Come
Ignore
on.
it, okay? They're a 501c3. Okay, all right.
We are.
So if anyone is interested, and here again, I think you've said you've met or you're getting ready to meet with
We're
the
getting-
Cleveland City Schools.
We are.
All right, and so Bradley County needs to get with you also
Yes.
and see, because sometimes summer is a good time for teacher in service.
Sure.
Or right at the first of school where you've got a couple of days, or even at the end of school where you've got a couple of days that the teachers still have to be there, but the students are gone. So that would be a great way for them to,
Absolutely.
if nothing else, meet and talk with you all and see
on.
what it's all about.
Right.
Yeah.
Because our little snippet today is only going to make people curious.
Come on.
I
Which
hope
is good,
so.
which is
I
good.
hope so. Yes.
Yes.
I want to. I'm sorry, but the phone number that was up on the
Okay.
on the board, it's 479-219-4328. On the projector there, he had 473, and that's okay. I
If
just
you go
wanted
on
to
our
make that
website,
correction.
you'll
Yeah,
clearly
just
see
Okay,
our
jump on
number,
the
how to get a
website.
That's
hold
good.
of us.
That is good.
And we are really great about contacting you right away. We're also
Good.
on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all the
Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay, so on Facebook, you're Way Beyond Measure
Yes,
also?
ma'am.
Way Beyond
Okay,
Measure
all right.
also.
Yep.
Okay, so, because I like to have these, and we will put these graphics up on the screen for a little bit longer to see how it goes, you
Yes.
know.
Absolutely.
And I hope you'll let me know about getting in with the schools because, and you said what grades? You go K through 12?
K through 12, and
Okay.
we have a fantastic program for K through 5, and then junior high, middle school, and then high school, and they're totally different to meet the specific needs of those ages.
Yes.
Fantastic. That is fantastic. Now, what size group do you work with?
Oh goodness, all sizes.
I want the more the merrier.
Okay.
So if there's
All right.
boy, 1,000 kids. Can you imagine 1,000 K through fifth graders sitting in an assembly waiting for some guy to come out, and you got beach balls going, and you got lights flying.
It's very
and
interactive.
You got so when
And
they
a
come
lot
in,
of
it's
fun.
funny because the teachers are like. "Just walk in." And they open
I
the
know,
door, and it's
I
like,
know. Yeah.
it's like, what? Okay, just never mind. Just go sit down. So they all sit down, and the principal's, this ain't gonna work.
Oh, yeah.
There's too many kids.
Yeah.
As soon as our program starts, it's like a pin drop because they want.
so
it.
engaged,
Well, because you
yeah.
got to entertain. You know what we're up against?
Oh,
sure.
I know what
PS4,
you're,
we're
I know
Xbox.
yeah,
What?
Yeah, I know what you're up
It's
against.
crazy.
Yes.
So,
But we've had some great success stories, and I wish we had time to share all that. But I mean, we've had kids whose parents have contacted us and said, my child's life was turned around.
Yeah.
They
That's
were on the track.
fantastic.
They were ready to commit suicide, and you came in and they said, that changed my life. And if you'll go on our website, you'll see some of those testimonials from all kinds of school districts, all kinds of families who have written in and said, you know, this has really changed our kids' lives and set them on a great path. And that's really what we're all about. We want kids to know that they are fearfully
Come
and
on.
wonderfully made.
That is
right.
exactly
And they
right.
are unique
Come
and to
on.
be themselves.
So, yeah, so we're advocates.
We
two
absolutely
ways
are.
for the students.
Yeah.
Because not every student is a bad student.
That's
and
right.
those that are bad students just need to have a little bit more attention, and we need to grab hold of them. The dilemma sometimes is, I had to figure this out about 8-10 years into teaching, is that not every student learns the same. Do you understand? But I have to give it this way, and I'm hoping that 47% gets it. But what about the 53? Well, they'll catch it or whatever, because we got to go on to the next subject.
Right.
So I'm an advocate for those students. I love them. I want to meet bullies.
Yeah, let me just real quick
Yes.
say something also that makes us different is we have a bully reform program.
Come on.
So we don't leave any kid behind. If you
Okay.
are a bully,
We-
we have a systematic way that we can go in and we can help you reform that child so that they learn the value of life and personal responsibility.
Fantastic.
Really
Thank
good.
you all so much, because my
Thank you for
producer's
having
over
us.
there not doing
Freaking
jumping
out.
jacks yet, but
He's saying,
holding the big fist up, saying time's up. But
Nice.
thank you all
Thank
so
you so
much for
much.
being
Thank you so
Amber and
much.
Coach. I hope you all will get with our Bradley County
Yes.
schools, and I know you already said you with the Cleveland City, because I think this would be a great program to bring to our
Thank you so
schools.
much.
Thank you all for being on.
Thank
Make it
you.
a
Folks,
great day.
don't go away. We're going to be right back now. Watch our commercials, support our sponsors because they pay our bills. And I'll be right back with Miss Chrissy Pugh, who's going to tell you how to be in two places at one time. So don't go away.